December 16th, 1944. The Ardennes, Belgium. What we called the Battle of the Bulge had just exploded across the front lines, catching us all by surprise in the dead of winter. I was Private First Class Ralph Bennett, 22 years old, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a steelworker's son turned infantryman in the 99th Infantry Division. We'd been slugging it out in the Hurtgen Forest for weeks, a dark, dense nightmare of pine trees, minefields, and endless mud turned to ice. Temperatures dropped to minus 20 degrees Celsius, snow piled waist-deep in places, and the wind cut through our overcoats like knives. Frostbite was claiming toes and fingers faster than German bullets. Our unit was down to scraps, ammunition low, rations gone, men shivering in shallow foxholes dug into the frozen earth. That Christmas Eve, December 24th, the shelling eased for a rare moment. My squad, me, Sergeant Kowalski, and a kid from Ohio named Tommy, got orders to push a patrol into no man's land, probing for German positions. We moved quietly through the trees, breath fogging in the moonlight, hearts pounding. A sudden roar. An MG-42 machine gun, the Hitler's buzzsaw, spitting fire from the darkness. Bullets whipped through the pines like angry hornets, splintering bark and kicking up snow. Sergeant Kowalski went down first, clutching his chest. Tommy screamed as rounds tore into him. I felt the impacts, a searing burn in my thigh, then my shoulder. The world spun, and I collapsed face first into the deep snow, blood soaking warm against the cold. I tried to crawl, but my legs wouldn't move. The pain was fire, then numbness as the freeze set in. Exposed in the open, between the lines, I knew what that meant. No one came back from no man's land at night. Hypothermia would finish me, or a German patrol with a bayonet. Hours dragged. Artillery thundered distant, but around me, silence fell unnatural. I drifted in and out, whispering prayers my ma taught me back home. Please, God, not like this. Then, footsteps, crunching, slow in the snow. A figure loomed over me in the faint moonlight. A Wehrmacht soldier, greatcoat, helmet, Mauser rifle slung but ready. Young, maybe 20, face gaunt from hunger, eyes hollow from too many battles. I tensed for the end. A quick shot or bayonet, that's how it went out here. But he didn't raise his weapon. Instead, he knelt. Corporal Heinrich Mueller, though I wouldn't learn his name until years later, from a village near Munich, conscripted young, fighting now for a cause he barely believed in anymore. He saw me, a boy like him, bleeding, shivering, muttering, "Mutti, help," in English. On Heiliger Abend, Christmas Eve, something broke in him. Memories of his lost brother at Stalingrad, letters from home pleading him to come back. He tore strips from his scarf, bound my wounds tight, pressed snow to my thigh to stem the bleeding, whispered in broken English, "You live." Then, impossibly, he hoisted me over his shoulder and started carrying me toward the American lines. Staggering under my weight, Mueller pushed through barbed wire and past mine markers. American sentries spotted us, rifles up. "Halt! Who goes there?" He lowered me gently into the snow, hands raised. Shouted, "Wounded American, don't shoot! Kamerad!" Nervous trigger fingers fired. Bullets cracked overhead. Mueller dove, but didn't flee. He dragged me the last yards until GI hands pulled me into the trench. I looked up at his face one last time through the haze. He nodded, a faint, weary smile, then vanished back into the dark, risking everything for deserting his post. Medics worked through the night, morphine, plasma, warmth. I survived the wounds, though the shrapnel aches still on cold days. The war raged on. Mueller made it through the Bulge, surrendered in 45,
rebuilt his life in post-war Germany. I never knew his name, but I told the story to my kids, grandkids, how on the coldest Christmas Eve, in the deepest hell, an enemy chose mercy over hate and gave me my life back. War makes monsters, I'd say, but sometimes it shows the angels too. That German boy, he gave me the greatest gift, from a stranger in the wrong uniform. In those frozen trenches where millions fell, one act of humanity bridged the divide. A reminder, even in darkness, the heart can find light.